Chin.
What's going on, y'all? Yo, it's your boy here once again, Trevor Chin. Started Reimagining Worship about a year ago as a safe and honest and intentional place to be able to reimagine, to redream, to rethink through what we have seen, especially from a church perspective, but what we have seen in the worship space, and how can we reimagine it? How can we look at that and change things up? We went through major changes through COVID and all that kind of stuff, and just the culture of church and all of these different things are happening around us. And this was a space for us to say, listen, we're not going to do the same thing that we've been doing all this time. So I want to welcome you here once again. Last way of kind of plug. If you're on YouTube watching this, hey, can you hit that subscribe button? You know what I mean? Tell a friend to tell a friend. If you listen on podcasts, if you can kind of give us a follow. And if you're looking on this through Facebook, we have a Reimagining Worship Facebook group that I want to invite you to, where there is a community of people that is consistently going through these conversations and dreaming and rethinking and recreating together. Said all that to say, if you've been rolling with your boy for a little while now, you would notice that it's been a few weeks. And I just wanted to be honest with you. And that's even one of the things I wanted to talk about today. For this episode, I want to talk from leading from a place of honesty and transparency. Leading from a place of honesty and transparency. Listen, I have been tired. I've been tired. I've been cooked. We all know, especially in the church space, and September was super busy, back to church. Then we're kind of ramping up for the holiday season, and there's so many things going around. And I'll even communicate from my side. My church right now is in the middle of doing something new, kind of going through this new merger. For more information, you can go to themerger.church. Shameless plug, but there's been a lot of extra meetings and planning and intentional time for that. On top of kids going back to school, my wife's business booming and doing all that. Like it's just been so much going on. On the other side, I started another business myself at the top of this year called Teach-In Solutions, another shameless plug, teachinsolutions.com, but it's videography and photography and digital marketing for solopreneurs and small businesses in the DMV area. But it's been a lot. Been very tired. I've been very agitated. And we all know, even from a creative space, that, man, creation, like authentic creation comes from our heart. It comes from deep within. It comes from processing or what we kind of see in the world. I remember when Kevin Hart first came out, he was dropping shows back to back to back to back to back. And then on one of his last shows, well, not last shows, but one of his last shows for that season, he said, listen, this is going to be my last show for about a year, because the him being on the road and him creating, he essentially used all of his material. He was isolated in the space. So he said, I need to go out and experience some more of the world, see what's going on, see what's happening in culture, so I can write new and fresh things, because I've gave you all I had from what I had. And that could be us oftentimes. Like, listen, like we got to be intentional about knowing where our creativity comes from, and knowing how to channel it, knowing how to be intentional with it. So, but with that comes exhaustion. It comes tiredness. It comes all of the above. So that's kind of what this season has been for me. And three things I wanted to talk about for us, because you are going to get tired. I can imagine even some of you, even listening right this second, are tired right now. You know what I mean? Feeling the pressures of life, feeling the transition, feeling just how the struggles and frustration of everything is so loud right now. That's one thing I've realized. Just everything is loud. Turn it down. Everybody just need to turn it down. But maybe you're hearing this and like, I'm just tired. I'm tired from a creative space. I'm tired of leading. I'm tired of caring. I'm tired of coming up with new, authentic, creative things. Like, if you're there, I resonate with you, and that's why it's been close to a month that I've kind of been quiet. So, my first point is the first one that I want to even encourage us with is, and this is kind of a one that I didn't write down, but like, don't apologize for it. Don't apologize for it. I felt myself even just now, like about to say, I'm sorry, I've been away. No, I'm not, because I needed some time. I needed some time. We need to be honest and truthful with our own selves to say like, yo, I need some time, and I can't apologize for it, and I can't tiptoe around it. But the first one is don't apologize for it. Secondly, find time to pull away. Find time to pull away. You need to see what you can pull away from. Now, I'm a pastor, I'm a husband, I'm a father, a business owner, and creator, and all that kind of stuff. Like, which one of those categories are non-negotiable? Like, a husband and a father. Those are day after day. I check into that job on a daily basis. But even in that, like, find what you can pull away from. For me, if I'm being transparent, if I'm being honest, leading from a place of honesty and transparency, like, for one of those things was creating these videos and doing Reimagining Worship. Like, I needed to take a pause because it was becoming to just to be a task or to do on my to-do list. And I never want this place to be that. I want this to be a place that we can that I can kind of come with fresh ideas, with creative nuances and all that kind of good stuff. But find the things that you can pull away from, whether that be certain groups. And in making this list, I would encourage you to make a list. Just get a piece of paper and draw a line right down the middle of it. On the left side of the list, and a coach told me this, so I ain't taking this from me, but on the left side of the list, you write down what gives you life or what gives you energy, what brings you joy, like what fuels you to do what you do. And on the right side of the list, you write down what drains you. And in looking at that, what drains you list, see what on that list that you can take off your list for a while. Now, I would encourage you to not take off the healthy things. Don't take off going to the gym or going for your walks or being in community and things like that. Don't take off the things that even though you might not like them, they still do give you life. So make sure you kind of keep some of those things in the what gives you life category. But see what on that list that you can write down that you can pull away from for a season. Here's a second and really big thing, and I kind of did it already, but I want to encourage you to do, or the third thing rather, be honest with those you lead and those who you're in community with. Be honest, be upfront, be intentional, be communicative. Let them know where you are. Let them know that you might be a little snippy in this season. Let them know that you're tired and you're feeling exhausted and burnt out, and you might be a little, shorter with them. Essentially, what I'm saying is you ask for grace on the front side, because I'm gonna need it over the next little bit of time. Like, ask for grace on the front and let them know, like, you're really trying to find more margin in your life, but in the time being, it's gonna kind of be a difficult transition. But find out who those people are that you need to communicate with and have that intentional conversation with, and ask for that grace up front. And the last major piece that I really want to communicate, I really want to communicate this with a level of clarity. So, creatives, we know that we can have it is what it is mentality. I want to encourage us that for those who are listening that are saying that, yeah, I'm here, I'm there, I'm tired, I'm cooked, I'm burnt out, all that kind of stuff. Do something about it. Do something about it. And I'm saying that I can struggle with that. I can say, man, hey, Trev, how you doing? Oh, I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm just tired now. And, that a few things that could do. The one thing that could do is you can kind of lose the vigor if you communicate that all the time. If you always tired, then folks are just gonna view you as someone that's just a personality. They just gonna be tired forever. But you actually do something about it when you are tired. I want to encourage you to do those things on that list. Find what you can pull away from. Be honest with those you lead, and don't apologize for it. But do something about it. Find somewhere where you can go. Find a hotel or a retreat center that you can slip away, get some uninterrupted time of sleep, get a nice meal, get a glass of wine, however you got to decompress. Like, be intentional with doing that. And while you do that, I did that top of this year, and I try to do it like once a year, where I kind of just get away for like 36, 40 hours And I get away, I sleep hard, I rest, I chill like super hard. And then I work on Sabbath rhythms. Like I try to write out what I can do throughout the year by way of Sabbath and rest. Like what can I do that can give me a level of peace, comfort, and joy on a regular basis, on a weekly basis. As hard as we go in the paint, we need to go as hard as that in from a space of rest and recuperation. Listen, like feast on the word during that time. Feast in fellowship during that time. Feast on some chicken and some short ribs. Like spend some time in like falling and resting into some of those places. So I want to encourage y'all, like find that Sabbath rhythm. Find that time that you can get away. If you're married, work out with your wife or your husband. Like, hey, this is what I'm planning on doing. Like, do you need this too? If this would be beneficial for you, let's figure out how we can kind of more incorporate this into our life, into our schedule. But find out what some of those things are that recharge you, because as a famous saying goes, Sunday's coming and it's always going to come. But it doesn't have to be there as a train. That's like we're strapped down to these train tracks and a train is just coming down the track and we just gonna get hit again with Sunday. Nah, let's be intentional about getting in front of some of this stuff, finding rest. And here's my why, though, if I'm being honest. Imagine how much better you can lead from a place of rest. Imagine how much creativity you can have in a place of rest. How much care you can give for your teams when you come up from a place of rest. Like, leading from empty is the most draining thing to do. And I know we feel like we have to do it just based on necessity and time and all that kind of stuff. But like, yo, imagine what it is to lead from a place of rest. You ever came back from vacation and was just, oh, I'm great. I'm so relaxed. Everything is good. What was that week like for you? Like, yo, the outlook was different until you kind of got back into the regular rut that you kind of find yourself in. So be encouraged. Don't apologize for needing to pull away. Find time to pull away. See what you can pull away from. Be honest with those you lead in the community that you're in. And listen, family, do something about it. Listen, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. I hope this was helpful. Share this with a friend, neighbor, and another worship leader. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook at Reimagining Worship. Until next time.
You keep on choosing me, yeah. You keep on choosing me, yeah, yeah. You keep on choosing me. I tried to run, my feet couldn't move fast enough. I was the one who turned my back on you a million times. I remember when you pulled me out of my grave and back to it. But you keep on choosing me, you keep on choosing me, yeah. You keep on choosing me, yeah. Oh Lord, you keep on choosing me, yeah. You keep on choosing me, yeah. The right I should do it, I just can't seem to do it. And the wrong I know I shouldn't. I keep on going to it, and I'm so ashamed. It's ratchet on some mama, you keep on choosing me. Oh.
Teaching.